Thanks for the honor. I appreciate it. As Dustin said, Marco Polo is the name of the nonprofit research group I lead. We were founded in 2021. I have to say thank you to Steve Bannon because he talked about the stolen election in 2020. And I was at the White House at the time. I was probably one of the half dozen staffers that believed there was election fraud, sadly. And I worked for a gentleman named Peter Navarro, who, like Steve, went to prison for a misdemeanor. He was the only misdemeanor in the FCI in Miami, absolutely insane. And again, I think those subpoenas should have been rescinded when the Republicans took over. They could have, by the way. I want to make that for the record. But we couldn't get over the fact that Joe stole this thing through many means, through the machines. Somebody mentioned Zuckerberg earlier. You know what? I would return the mill for the inaugural committee if he could return the 400 mil that he gave to Michael Spitzer Rubinstein and the other people who did the drop boxes in 2020. Right? That means more to us if he would come clean with what he did with the 400 mil. But we couldn't get over the fact that Joey helped osteoporotically steal the election, and we set out to put together this book on the Biden laptop, which you all can read for free online. I have a physical copy with me here today. I have a couple books to distribute. But our work was inspired by Fusion GPS. You all remember that left-wing Oppo research firm that did the Steele dossier through a cutout of Mark Elias and Perkins Coie. And we realized that the right in the United States has nothing like that. There is no hard-hitting team on the right. And of course, unlike Fusion, we want to put out true material that will stand the test of time. And so this laptop, which you've all heard about, it was the subject just 7 weeks ago of the largest pardon in U.S. history. So if you're curious about the conduct that gave rise to complete federal immunity from January 1, 2014 to December 1st of 2024, take a look at this book we put together. Again, it's online. All of our social media is the same at Marco Polo 501c3. I'm grateful to Dustin for coming out to Delaware. There were probably 7 of us at the trial, right? Hunter was convicted with a couple hours of jury deliberations. It was an absolute joke. But to end, I just want to say what drives us is very simple. If Hunter were just looked at as the black sheep, as the guy in the family that they were ashamed of but still loved as their son, we wouldn't do this. It's the fact that Joe still has the gall to lie to the American public and say that he's the smartest man he knows and that his son has a very high IQ. That's what he said to USA Today in his exit interview. It's an absolute abomination. So as long as Joe holds this ridiculous position and insults our intelligence and tells us that this is a great guy, the more we're going to push. And so we actually have a trial with Hunter Biden. He is suing us over this book and other things. That starts September 6th in Los Angeles. So we're not going anywhere, and I think we might have to take it to the circuit court because the judge in our case was appointed by Hunter's daddy, and he wouldn't recuse himself like Juan Merchan. So again, thank you for this honor. It's a great honor. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody reading the book, and of course we have a $1,000 bounty for any material error. Tell that to every shitlib person in your life if they can make an easy $1,000. But of course it's all real. Think about over the past 3+ years, not a single email has been identified as fraudulent. Not a single one. And you know, going out the door, we may look into this insurance scheme whereby Hunter may have been insured 150% on his doodles. So again, the grifting's not going to stop, and we'll be tracking the presidential library, although I'm not sure he's going to have enough oligarchs to build that thing in Greenville, Delaware. He may have to part with the presidential library because of the federal pardon. But we're going to keep on this story and other stories like it. We welcome all tips. We were, before anybody else, leaked 5 suspicious activity reports from within inside J.P. Morgan. That's basically what got our group on the map. So if you have any insider information about the Bidens or any other corrupt figure in American life, we would gladly take it. Thank you very much.